St. Joe Mustangs go to Water Nursery to the offense. This nursery is located just east of the intersection of 3rd and Riverside. The official building center of St. Joe Mustangs is third, located in nearby Elway. Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, your Taco Bell pick night of the night of the Joplin Outlaws.
All right, welcome into another night of Mustangs baseball here at Phil Welch Stadium. Mustangs 4-0. They are rolling in the early parts of this season. Chucky Kemp alongside Red Tracy yet again for the call, and the Mustangs' big story has been the pitching. Tonight they'll send Kyle Gears to the hill, the senior from Central Missouri this season. Started 11 games, 7-3 record, 3.83 ERA, 71 strikeouts in just 63 innings pitched. So yet another stud on the mound for the Mustangs tonight, and calculated it all out, 32 innings total, 1 earned run for the Mustangs given up so far this season. Red, you've got the actual team ERA. What is it?
Team ERA so far this season is actually a .28. Sitting through 4 games played now. It's a lot to live up to for Kyle Gears tonight.
The lefty, a little bit, one of those another fairly big starter, 6'2", 185-pound left-hander from Central Missouri, and had a good year this year and 7-3 record. And we're looking for him to keep up what the Mustangs have been doing on the hill, although it's going to be tough because they have been nearly perfect through the first 4 games, and that .23 ERA was it? .28 ERA, that translates into victories, if you were wondering. 4-0 on the hill. On the other side, for the Joplin Outlaws, it's Chad Bradford, and we'll see if he can try and match what Gears will do tonight, and hopefully Gears will have his best stuff. This is the first league game. Taking a look at the Big League standings, Mustangs in first place of the North Division, first place overall, 4-0. The Clarinda A's also in the North Division are 3-1. On the other side, the Nevada Griffins, or the Nevada Griffins and the Joplin Outlaws both 1-0, and the Ozark Generals are 1-2. And the Outlaws might not have as much chemistry. The Mustangs have kind of learned each other's strengths and weaknesses very quickly. We've seen a little bit of struggles from the defense, but they've cleaned it up.
Yeah, you know, the first 2 games with 6 errors combined in those first 2, but you know, these last 2 yesterday, those the doubleheader, no errors throughout those 2 games, and it was pretty solid, perfect defense. So hope to see some more tonight.
Ryan Lazo, the first batter for the Joplin Outlaws tonight from the right side. First pitch strike for Gears. That one's inside, almost got Lazo in the stomach, but he avoids it for ball 1. After Lazo, we'll see Chris Scroggins, the right fielder. Lazo will play second base. In the 3-hole Ty White, he's in center field. Then Brennan Rogers, who's playing first. There's a ball from Kyle Gears.
Outlaws just got done yesterday finishing their season openers. They went to Rossville and played the Rattlers and won 12-3 yesterday. We said they're 1-0 on the season now. As the Mustangs played them on Wednesday night for their second game and ended up beating them 10-2 for their second win of the season.
Gears gets Lazo looking for the first out of the game as Lazo walks back to the dugout and gives Scroggins the tip that the umpire likes it outside, and that's where the pitch was. That is out number 1 for Kyle Gears. Mustangs defense tonight. Josh Cassidy gets the nod at third base. At first, Nate Winfrey. Up the middle, it'll be Matt Johnson at short. Brandon Husky at second. Doing the catching, Brady Anderson. And then your outfield from left to right, Joe Corper, Ryan Abernathy, and Zach Johnson. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2 to Scroggins. And here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's up high for ball one.
Scroggins in the first batter. Lazo, actually teammates down at Crowder College, both got done with their junior year this year.
Here's the 1-2. That one's grounded. Gears fields it, turns the long throw, and he is safe at first base, to the dismay of the Mustangs crowd. And that'll be the first base runner of the game, and that's a hit in the scorebook for Scroggins. Now the center fielder, Ty White, another left-hander in this lineup in the 3-hole. He'll play right field tonight. Good lead at first, and a fastball outside for ball one. See if they try to run on the Mustangs early. Brady Anderson behind the plate, his second full game catching. That one's in on the hands and fouled back for strike one. So Gears takes the sign, 1-1 count, one out here in the first inning, and he'll throw to first. Scroggins is back safely.
No, I'm sitting here looking at where all the Joplin team comes from, and this is the third guy in a row that comes out of Crowder College. It's actually based in Neosho, Missouri, so I guess they're pulling kind of close to home on that one. Try and keep some of the local talent.
There's a ball from Gears, now 2-1 count. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball up high for ball three. Ty White, let's see if he can get something going. Scroggins hasn't went yet, but they are a little bit worried about him. And he'll go to first again. Scroggins is back safely. Still a 3-1 count. Go home with this one. There's strike two, and that'll make it a full count. 3-2, one out, still one on first. On deck, Brennan Rogers, the first baseman. And got him swinging for out number two. Second strikeout of the game for Kyle Gears. Now looking to get out of the inning quickly. Here's Brennan Rogers, the first baseman. Takes the sign. Here's the first pitch. Fastball in there for strike one. Scroggins looking over for the sign from the third base coach, and he takes a decent lead here. Gears will go to first, and Scroggins is back safely.
No, it's the third or fourth time it seems like that Gears is thrown over to first, and it doesn't seem like he has as good of a move as Gully had yesterday, as Gully ended up getting a couple pickoffs.
There's a swing and a miss for strike two, so Gears looking to strike out the third batter of the inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He looks in and takes the sign. There goes the runner, and it's up high. Anderson will eat it and not throw to second. And that'll be a 1-2 count. Early jump there for Scroggins. Read it perfectly, and now a base hit will put the Outlaws on the board. Here's the 1-2. Curveball in the dirt away from Anderson, and the runner will head to third. 90 feet away from home now, and another one of those. The Mustangs will be trailing. This guy, I don't know who it is down there, but I love it.
Every single game. Sits right up top of the grandstands and always got to yell for anything going on.
Here's the 2-2 inside. That was, they're going to say it hit him. So they'll say it got a piece of his arm. He'll head to first. Now first and third, and Matthew Turner, the third baseman, will step in and a chance to take the lead here. Wouldn't necessarily say Gears has been wild. He's missed closely with everything. Even that wasn't too far out of the zone. Takes the sign. Here's the first pitch to Turner. Fastball inside. Same location, just Turner got out of the way that time. Now a 1-0 count. Scroggins on third, Rogers on first. Not a whole lot of speed on the base pass. There's a fastball. Hit it to shortstop Johnson. Flips to second, and they are out of the inning. 2 stranded for the Mustangs, and Kyle Gears is unscathed in the first. And yet again, it'll be Andrew Standifer leading off the Mustang first. See if he can get things going after him. It'll be the electrifying Ryan Abernathy, who's in center field yet again tonight. We've seen a few guys kind of notch a permanent spot in the lineup, Abernathy and Standifer being a couple of those. And Zach Johnson, I believe, is the only other one to start every game. Standifer looking at a 1-1 count now. Really like to jump up on a team like the Outlaws. Probably the best team the Mustangs have faced so far as he watches strike 2. Don't want to let them get any confidence going into the latter innings. Don't want to let them get anything on Gears, and he got out of the first unscathed. We'll see if he can keep it going. Standifer down on strikes, swinging, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
It's also their first Mink League opponent, so it's good to start off the league season with a win. Hopefully the Mustangs can come through and go to 5-0 on the season.
And here is Ryan Abernathy, and he has been a fan favorite in the first week of play, and we'll see if he can keep it going tonight. They'd love to see him get on for the big man Joe Corper, who will bat in the 3 hole. Abernathy takes ball 1. One thing we've learned about Ryan Abernathy is if it's a single, it's a double, and if it's a double, it's a good chance that he's going to be on third after the next pitch. He fouls that one back. Now 1-1 count. After.
Oh, sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, he sits on 5 stolen bases, just like you were saying for the season. So anywhere is scoring position for him. Hopefully, he gets a chance to get on and show his wheels a little bit here.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a fastball low for ball 2. After Abernathy, we'll see Joe Corper, who has only played in 2 games this year, got here late from New Mexico State. Sophomore, 6'5", 255-pound Joe Corper. Abernathy bloops one into right center, and the second baseman, Lazo, is back and makes the grab for out number 2. So back to Corper. He's a big man.
Big man.
And last season for this Mustangs team, a .329 average, 7 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs in 44 games played. And you think that was good. His brother Chris Corper's .364 average, 8 doubles, 6 home runs, and 34 RBIs in 28 games played.
Yeah, last season both of them just absolutely tore the cover off the ball. And you mentioned how big Corper is, but he actually has some wheels to him. As you see, he had a triple last season and had an infield single last night. So, he may stand at 6'5", 255, but he's got some wheels he can go to great lengths on.
Now he's got a 1-1 count. His brother's 6'5", 245. What are you feeding these guys? Do they ever stop eating? There's a check swing. He holds back, and that'll be the second ball. Those are monsters in the middle of your lineup. We're expecting... I've heard mixed things about Chris, but I believe he's going to be here.
Yeah, I've heard that he's not going to be here. I've heard earlier today I heard that he is going to be here, but after the season he had last season, you hope that the Mustangs will be able to get him here sometime this season.
A 3-1 count, 2 outs. Corper looking to get a 2-out rally going. Fastball down low, that's ball 4, and he will take his base. So Corper gets on, and we'll see they can get a little rally started. Nate Winfrey, who's back at first base tonight. We've seen him at first, we've seen him at third, and we've seen him at left. Tonight they'll opt to play him at the first base spot. 2 outs, the big man on first. Chad Bradford looking to get out of this inning quickly and go quickly through this 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a ball down low, so struggling with his command these last 2 batters. Here's the 1-0, fastball in there for strike 1. Reminder, tonight is Friday Night Lights, Dollar Coors and Dollar Miller Light here at the ballpark. A great deal. If you couldn't make it out tonight, next Friday, same deal. And, of course, Saturday, the fireworks spectacular, and it will be a great show.
It's always a great show, every Saturday.
And another league opponent tomorrow.
Taking on the Nevada Griffins tomorrow night, as they stand at 1-0 on the season.
A 1-2 count now to Winfrey. Fastball low for ball 2. He'll even the count. On deck, Zach Johnson, the right fielder. He's shown a little bit of everything in these first 4 games. We know he's got a glove. There goes Corper in the dirt, and no throw. Corper steals second standing up, and that is, you are right about the speed. For 255 pounds, that guy is moving. Full count, 2 outs. Corper will be in motion, and we'll see if Johnson can bring him around. This would be a big out for Chad Bradford right now. Lied to you. Corporal will not be in motion. There's nobody behind him. There's Winfrey. He'll take his base at first. That's my fault. That's my fault. Here's Zach Johnson. Now a big opportunity here. A fresh count, a struggling pitcher in Chad Bradford to find the zone. And we'll see if Zach Johnson can make it play. Last year for the Mustangs, a 265 average, 4 home runs, and you really, looking at him, you don't see that power, but he's got it. And we've placed our bets on who will hit the first one and when it'll happen. We've all been wrong so far on when it'll happen. I believe Chris Roush said it'd be Brandon Husky actually tonight, so he's still got a chance.
He's still in the running. This Husky actually stands on deck, so if Johnson gets a hit here or gets walked, we might have a chance to see the first long ball at Phil Welch this season.
There's a ball high for ball 1. I believe I said Lucas Powers, I think, is who I took, and I still stand by it. All these Mustangs hitters have some pop in their bats, so who knows who it's going to be. And here's the 1-0 count. Fastball. This one popped up, and it should be out of play. It is. Now a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Corpor's shown he can run. Base hit should bring him around, and depending on where it's placed in a gap, we might see Nate Winfrey get around here. Corper and the shortstop Tyler McKenzie sharing some words, all in good fun. Both of them having a little trouble seeing out there with the sun right in their faces behind home plate. Here's the 1-1 from Bradford. Curveball ripped into left center field. Corper will round third and come home. There is a throw, but it will not be in time. 1-0 lead for the Mustangs on an RBI single from Zach Johnson. Great piece of hitting there to go with the ball in the inside pitch right over the shortstop, and Corper easily made it home.
I believe that's Zach Johnson's 6th RBI on this young season so far, so doing a great job of letting the runners in front of him get in a scoring position and getting the hit to drive him in.
Now it will be Brandon Husky and another RBI opportunity, and Bradford we thought was just going to stroll through this inning. He walks one, and the rally gets going with 2 outs after Standifer and Abernathy couldn't get on. Really 2 walks, and then finally Zach Johnson gets the Mustangs' first hit of the night. I say finally, he's the 5th hitter in the lineup. But that'll be an RBI for him. Now a 1-0 count to Husky. Here's the pitch. Fastball low for ball 2, and Bradford really struggling to find the zone. 24 pitches in the first inning.
Definitely not a good start when you...
10-14 balls to strikes ratio there. Here's the 2-0 to the left-hander Husky. Fouls this one back. Good night for a ball game here at Phil Welch. Party deck is packed out there in right field tonight. See if Husky can give him something to cheer about. And now a 3-1 count, a hitter's count, and if he's going to hit one, that's where Chris Roush said it would be, and I think he's right. Only 307 down the line. You got to think it's probably a little closer to 315 at the P in Party deck. But still, Husky's got plenty of strength to get it out of here. We'll see if he can. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball up high, ball 4. Husky walks, the 3rd walk of the inning. Mustangs fans loving it. And now bases loaded. Here's Josh Cassidy, a guy we haven't really seen much, hasn't recorded an at this season. Did play some third base last night, came in the last inning.
Came in and he pinch ran last night, I believe.
Or third base, excuse me.
No. Cassidy actually out of Magnolia, Arkansas, and played for Arkansas Pine Bluff this season. Played in 41 games, had a .232 batting average, and had 11 doubles and scored 18 runs. Seems like he's another guy that might have a little bit of speed. He had 5 stolen bases for Arkansas Pine Bluff this season as well.
mound visit here to try and settle Chad Bradford down. His line to this point, 2/3 of an inning, only one hit, but those 3 walks, and that is what has really killed him so far. And the Mustangs, a team that does not let the pedal, or not let the foot off the throttle, and they will put them away early if they get the chance. And right now is a great chance for Josh Cassidy. Cassidy's first season with the Mustangs, a good chance to win over the fans. They haven't got to see much of him, but this is a big moment for him. Bradford from the stretch takes the sign. Here's the first pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Cassidy just under it. Might have tried to lift that one. A little bit of wind from the left field foul pole to the right, straight across the field almost. Kind of almost in a circle now that I said that. It's kind of going
coming in
a little bit. Here's a grounder fielded by the third baseman off his glove. Turner throws, and Cassidy is out at first base on a very close play. Cassidy can't bring the run home. It'll stay 1-0 Mustangs, but that is a big run. We know how good the pitching's been, and we'll see Kyle Gears coming up in the top of the second. Lefty Kyle Gears back on the hill after a decent first inning. Struggled at a few times to find the strike zone, but battled out of it. No walks and stranded a couple runners.
It's a good, solid start to the game, seems
Two
like.
strikeouts.
2 strikeouts.
Great
He had
movement.
71 in this past season for his college team.
Well over 1 per inning, and that is a great stat to see. There's a fastball on the outside corner, and he is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Red, that I'm all about it, but that's a very large outside corner, I think.
It seemed like it.
Now that one's in there. That's a strike right there, 0-2. And actually on the point streak online, they ruled that first one as a ball. They must have thought the same, but we'll see. Zach Stewart, the DH, is who is up. Now a 1-2 count to Stewart.
So interesting about Stewart, he's listed as a pitcher on the Outlaws roster this season, but apparently he's got something to show with the bat.
Here's a grounder. The second baseman, Husky, takes it off his short hop, throws to first, and the quick Stewart is just barely thrown out. Husky, a very good defensive player, and I think he might have regretted not charging that one, but nonetheless, you got one out. And here is the Taco Bell K-Man of the night for the Mustangs. Every night they pick one. If he strikes out, tacos are given.
Tacos. 100 lucky fans get tacos.
There you are. Here's a fastball in there for strike one. And I'll tell you what, Gears has caught on quickly to what that outside corner is, and he and Brady Anderson are utilizing it as well as they can. Fastball inside, and that one's just a bit inside. 1-1 count now. 1-1. Fastball got him swinging. And now Joseph Polino is in a little trouble. Polino doing the catching for the Outlaws tonight. Joplin, a team we'll see a few times this year, and should be a good matchup. Strikeout there. Anderson dropped it, but he tags him out, and there's your K-man, goes down. Kyle Gears, that's 3 strikeouts.
3 strikeouts now. Looking in command of his fastball tonight. Like you said, he's painting the outside corner. The generous outside corner.
As long as it's going our way, we can deal with it, right? Here's Gears now to Tyler McKenzie. McKenzie, the shortstop. Swinging miss. There's strike 1. That evens the count at 1-1. There's a fastball outside. Ball 2. 2-1 count for Gears. Looking to go 1-2-3 in this inning. You're right at this awkward time of the day where the infield is partially in the sun, partially not. You have the press box on the roof that is actually that line you see on the screen. That's what that is. So you've got awkward there when he fouls this one away. That's a little awkward when Husky and Johnson have to go to the middle, because then from the sun to the shade back, it's a rough deal, but they have so far dealt very well with it.
Fortunately, that might have been what got Husky on that ground ball, as he kind of caught himself on his heels backing up and almost let Stewart get a base hit there.
Grounder up the middle and fielded by Johnson. The throw to first got him, and a great play there by Matthew Johnson. 3 up, 3 down for Kyle Gears. We're heading to the bottom of the second, see if the Mustangs can tack on a few more.
Brady Anderson at the plate now and looks at strike number 1 there on the inside corner.
I blame you for that one. I had to get you tea. I'm just kidding. And Anderson takes strike number 2. So no 2 count now. It'll be Anderson followed by Matthew Johnson, and then back to the top of the order in Standifer. We'll see here. Here's the pitch from Chad Bradford. Fastball, and got him looking. Anderson disagrees, but that one caught the inside corner of the plate. That's out number 1. Here's Matthew Johnson.
Johnson's kind of struggled in his start to the season. He's only gone 1 for 7 so far. I believe he's played in 3 games out of the 4.
First pitch to him, a breaking ball in there for strike 1. 0-1 count here is Bradford doing exactly what he needs to do, working ahead, and there's a fastball swinging for strike 2. He's also, I've noticed, really picked up the pace in this second inning. We'll see if that helps him, and we'll see how quickly Mustangs hitters catch on to that and start taking a step out of the box. That one's in the dirt. Appealed down to first, but I don't think he had a chance. Didn't go around on that one for sure. Party deck's full tonight.
It looks good. It's a fun place to watch a ball game. Stand out there in right field.
I'm also a fan of the outfield. I love being in the outfield for games. And there is strike 3 looking on that outside corner, which we've seen Gears have for the Mustangs, and now Chad Bradford gets it. And once that's the same location, too, and whether it's there or not, they're going to have to adjust to it. Here's Standifer stepping in. He's 0 for 1 on the night. After him, Abernathy if we get there.
The umpire may not be, or we may not agree with the umpire's strike zone, but at least he's consistent as long as it's playing for both sides. Have to see how the hitters and pitchers both adjust to it.
Pitchers are probably all about it. They probably love it.
They're happy with it so far. That's what got him that last strikeout and got Gears a couple of his strikeouts. So I'm sure they're enjoying the generous outside corner to pump up their stats a little bit.
That one couldn't tell if it was fouled or not. They're going to say it was not a foul ball, and that was a very awkward encounter there, as it kind of looked like it almost hit the knob of Standifer's bat. Must have just came back and got the catcher, but it'll be ball 2, so a 2-0 count, big-time hitters count for Andrew Standifer, and another 2-out rally may be in store for the Mustangs. There's a strike swinging.
Standifer had a good showing in the second game of the doubleheader last night. He was named the Eagle Radio Player of the Game. Drove in the second and third runs for the Mustangs. They were the go-ahead runs. So ended up winning 6-1 in that one.
Fastball in there for strike 2. Player of the game was a little bit tougher yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Typically it's been clear cut, but that second game yesterday, and there's another pitch in the dirt, so we are full up at 3-2.
Yeah, that second game of the doubleheader was kind of interesting to watch, with all the players kind of getting their hits, their reps in. Standifer just happened to drive in those go-ahead runs, but it could have been anybody to be at the plate at that moment.
Here's the 3-2 hit off of Standifer's leg, and yesterday a scary moment when Ryan Abernathy fouled one off his leg, and luckily didn't have to leave that game. That was the first of the doubleheader. He played in the second game, and he's back out there tonight, so we are happy to see him. We'll do it again, 3-2 pitch, and it is low. Ball 4, Standifer hustling to first, and he is going to take a hard round, but he'll stay. Good job there from Standifer to hustle down there, and catcher noticed it later. He might be standing on second. Here's Abernathy, and Johnson's going to meet with him. What do you think they're talking about? Is he going to send Standifer?
I think send Standifer. Maybe Abernathy bunts, trying to get a hit, show off that speed that he's shown off all season long so far. The pitcher Bradford's kind of shown the same thing in the first 2 innings. He's gotten 2 quick outs and then walked the third batter in each inning. And that walk in the first inning ended up being a bit of a starter for the Mustangs and scored him a run. So see if we can get the same thing here.
Bradford checks Standifer back. I didn't think he had a huge lead, and they go there again. He's got a decent lead, but nothing abnormal, but Standifer's definitely in his head, and he continues to sneak off a little bit more. He digs in a little, and we'll see if he is going. I would say he probably is.
See, he's got 3 stolen bases on the season so far, so
He'll stay there. That's a ball outside. That might have been not necessarily a pitch out, but I think that in the back of Bradford's mind, he was thinking, give Polino a chance to throw him out. Haven't got a chance to see Polino's arm. That time Standifer dives back to first.
Bradford seems really worried about Stanford right now. It's the only pitch he's thrown in this at bat was the pitch out, and he's checked on Stanford 4 times now.
Here's the 1-0 fastball. Abernathy swings and fouls it out of play. Bradford, a lot of things to worry about right now. Abernathy at the plate has been phenomenal. Standifer on first is fast, and he looks over in the on-deck circle, and he has a massive human being waiting to come up to the plate. And for those of you who just recently tuned in, that massive human being is Joe Corper.
Yeah, the top third of the Mustangs lineup is definitely nothing to just glance over as you're preparing for this game.
Runner goes from his knees over the head of the shortstop. Makes a good catch, actually, and saves it, but that's a stolen base for Standifer. That's a pretty good throw, really, as far as had a lot of heat on it.
I was going to say, the rest of the team was definitely watching that throw. He had a good throw and from his knees, so you know that they're going to be maybe second-guessing a steal attempt.
The 1-2 pitch, curveball. Abernathy stays alive, fouls it back. We'll retry at 1-2. Base hit will score Standifer. Corper awaits on deck, and like we said, we'd love to see him up there with 2 on. Here's the 1-2. Abernathy steps out, umpire calls time, and another 1-2 pitch will be thrown. Still 2 outs in this second inning here, bottom of the second. It's been a long one as Bradford throws in the dirt away from the catcher. Standifer takes third, and a runner 90 feet away from scoring the second run of the game here. Abernathy's worked the count even at 2-2. As you mentioned earlier in the inning, Bradford 1-2, but he can't get that third one. Walks the third batter in the first 2 innings, and then it's went downhill from there. And Mustangs looking to plate another right here. Abernathy back in there. Here's the 2-2. Fastball low for ball 3. And now the count is full. Abernathy so relaxed at the plate and quick hands, trusts his hands so much, so allows the ball to get deep into the stance and really drives it. Here's the full count. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. He had to go for it, just couldn't come up with it, and the Mustangs strand a runner at third, but they still lead 1-0. Leading off the top of the third, Colton Kruskoski. Kruskoski, a left-hander, playing left field tonight. And now a 1-0 pitch is in there for strike one. Gears picking up the pace in this last couple innings, and there's a fastball just a bit low. He's picked up the pace, and as well as Bradford on the other side has picked up the pace. That one swing and a miss makes it 2-2, and we'll see if Gears can get yet another strikeout. It would be his fourth. That's just a little low, and that'll be a full count. See if Gears can't go 1, 2, 3 for the second inning in a row. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Gears fastball, fouled away down the left field line, heads up. There's another one. This one hit down the line. It is down for a single. Corper Fields throws in, but that is a good one for Kruskoski, and we're back to the top of the order, and Ryan Lazo, Scroggins, and White will be up after Kruskoski singles to lead off the inning.
It's a good little piece of hitting by Kruskoski. He kind of waited back on that one and drove into the opposite field.
Here's a bunt. The throw to second from Gears under the glove of Matthew Johnson. Can't quite dig it out of the ground. And that'll be an error on the pitcher, Gears. Now first and second, no outs. And they are now really getting into the meat of their order. The two-hole hitter, Chris Scroggins, steps in. Scroggins 1 for 1 the first time around, and hopefully Gears maybe induce a double play here, and this inning really changes. First pitch to Scroggins. He was looking to bunt. That ball, a two-seamer, started off inside and tailed right back into the inner half of the zone. 0-1 count now.
It's like the Outlaws are trying to play a little bit of small balls. This is the second batter in a row trying to lay down a bunt.
There's one in the dirt for ball one. Thank you for tuning in tonight. The Mustangs 2014 season underway. They're 4-0, looking to move to 5-0 tonight. Chucky Kemp alongside Red Tracy. As always, as almost always, we are both gone tomorrow. Chris Roush will be replacing us. And now a bunt's laid down. The throw to third. Good play from Gears. Gets the lead runner at third. The first out of the inning is made. A very heads-up play there from Kyle Gears. A quick throw to third. And that gets the runner, Kruskoski. Krukoski, sorry.
Krakowski?
Krukoski, I think.
Krukoski?
You know. Ty White steps in, the center fielder for tonight's game. Another lefty in this lineup. They've got plenty of them. We've seen that quite a bit this summer so far. Lefty on lefty. There's a swing and a miss from White. Gears really, early in the count, they have been mystified by what he's been bringing. Timing looks good, but that ball must be moving.
Yeah, definitely. He's usually been able to get that first pitch strike on pretty much every batter he's faced so far. This is his second time through the lineup.
Curveball just a bit outside. Almost got him fishing there. And White lays off, though. The three-hole hitter for the Bandits, or excuse me, the Outlaws. I'm just mixing it. There's a synonym there. Here's the 1-1. Same curveball, and White lays off. 2 hits for the Outlaws, just 1 for the Mustangs. Yet the Mustangs lead 1-0 here in the top of the third. 2-1 pitch, fastball, got him swinging inside, and that'll make it 2-2. White really can't get a hold of that fastball right now, and we'll see if that's what Gears will lean on here.
It's been working for him all night, so might as well.
It's tough to tell who's calling the game. It appears Anderson is either getting signs. Obviously, he's getting signs from the dugout, but I can't tell if he has a wristband or if he's just kind of looking down and seeing what pitches Gears has. But I think Anderson's calling it. That's what it appears. And we'll see. Here's the 2-2. He steps off and looks the runners back.
You got to figure it's tougher on the catchers. They haven't worked with any of these pitchers, but for a few days now, as they just had their first practice on Sunday. So he's probably got that little wristband on and checking what pitches he has.
Steps off again. The runner in a pickle here as they've got him caught between second and third. Misses the tag, and it looks like he's safe at third base. And that's Lazo. Got in the pickle, and Husky didn't get rid of it quick enough, and that will send Lazo to third, and Scroggins a heads-up play to get to second on that one. Now a 2-2 count, one out, but two runners in scoring position for the three-hole White. That is a big point in this game, because if they score here, you're going to look back and think about that one again, as Husky just let it go just a little too late, and Cassidy was sneaking up behind him, couldn't make the tag. 2-2 in the dirt, good block there by Anderson. Saves a run, and we'll go to a full count. But after this, we'll see Brennan Rogers, the four-hole hitter, and he can do some damage.
You'd expect him to, or else he wouldn't be in that part of the lineup,
Here's the full count pitch. This one fouled out of play down the left field line. And we will do it again at 3-2. Takes the sign from Anderson. Deals. This one hit up the middle. Johnson to his left. The throw. Got him at first. A great play there. The run scores, but Matthew Johnson showing his range up the middle. And now a tie ball game, 1-1. As Lazo came in to score. Scroggins over to third. 2 outs now for the cleanup man, Brennan Rogers. Rogers reached on an error in the first inning. Swing and a miss to start his at bat. That one's up high for ball one. Now a 1-1 count. 2 outs. The Mustangs would really like to get out of this one with just the one run across, and still Gears seems to be in control. It's really curveball hit well into left field. Corper tracking it. It is foul. Just a couple feet to the left of that line as Corper tosses it to a fan. Corper brothers definitely fan favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Not only are they class acts, but they can hit the baseball. Gears a 1-2 count here. Would love to get his 4th strikeout of the game and send Rogers to the dugout. Steps back in, and here's the pitch. Fastball hit foul down the right side. Corper will be leading off for the Mustangs in the bottom of the third. We'll go 3-4-5 with Corper, Winfrey, Johnson. See what kind of damage they can do. Here's the 1-2 again. This one hit it Matthew Johnson. The umpire dodges it. A good play from him, a good play from Johnson, and the Mustangs are out of the inning. And Gears only allows 1 run. He's gone 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and 3 strikeouts. Mustangs coming up. Joe Corper leading things off in the bottom of the third inning. We're knotted up here at 1 as the Outlaws plate a run in the top of this one. First pitch from Bradford's up high for ball 1. A guy you do not want to get behind in the count to would be Joe Corper with a number of these Mustangs hitters, but now a 2-0 count, and I would guess he's got the green light at all times.
Oh, absolutely.
On a 4-0 count, Joe Corper has the green light, and now 3-0. And you got to be careful here. I mean, you would rather take a walk than him really get a hold of one. So I don't know that you really want to just paint one across. Bradford didn't. He kept it low and on the inside part of the plate and got a strike call. Corporal takes strike 2.
Trying to stay on the corners for Bradford there.
Say that is a wise decision.
Yeah. Stay away from the heart of the plate against Corper.
There's a drive at the second baseman right to Lazo, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Corper frozen rope right there, but right to him, and we've seen that quite a bit in the first 4 games from these Mustangs hitters. Now Bradford will see Winfrey, the first baseman. Johnson awaits on deck. That's Zach Johnson. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Winfrey not recorded that. He walked in his first one. Takes strike 1. Bradford kind of settled into his zone, but we know what his routine has been. Get the first 2 out, walk the third, and go from there. Close one there, but Winfrey takes for ball 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch, up high, ball 2. Here's one driven at the third baseman this time. Matthew Turner doesn't have to move. He makes the catch on the Winfrey line drive.
It's kind of been the story of the Mustangs offense this first 4 games. They've been hitting the ball quite hard, but just happens to be right at the defenders. They had a lot in the outfield yesterday.
Zach Johnson steps in now. 1 for 1, an RBI. And we'll see if the routine continues. It will not. Johnson grounds this one to Lazo at second, and he botches the ground ball. Johnson takes first. And the routine, in a way, continues. Didn't walk that one, but an error from Lazo at second. Zach Johnson, some speed, just like the majority of the Mustangs. Only stolen 1 base so far. Here's Brandon Husky, the lefty, on the righty Bradford, and there's strike 1 on the inside corner. Josh Cassidy awaiting on deck. And that ball's in the dirt. Off goes Zach Johnson, the throw, and he's safe. A great jump there as the catcher Paulino blocked it and got it pretty quickly, but Johnson's speed and the jump got him to second. Now a runner in scoring position. The 1-1 pitch to Brandon Husky. Inside, ball 2.
Husky's another guy that actually has had a rough start to the season, also going 1 for 7. See if he can hopefully get a hit and jumpstart his summer season.
2-1 count, 2 outs to Husky. Here's the pitch, fastball, grounded to the first baseman on the short hop. A good field by Rogers. He'll tag first, and the Outlaws get out of the inning unscathed. They strand 1 runner, heading to the top of the 4th, a 1-1 game here at Phil Welch. Chucky Kemp and Red Tracy on the call tonight. Mustangs tied with the Outlaws 1-1. Joplin only their second game of the season, and leading off the top of the fourth inning for them will be Matthew Turner. Turner looking to get something going here against Kyle Gears, who surrendered one run in the second. This bunt is fouled straight back.
There's a lot of guys on this Outlaws team looking to bunt, apparently. I think we had Lazo and Scroggins both looking to lay him down in the third inning. Now in the fourth, Turner's starting off with that.
That ball's in the dirt. Not a bad idea. Cassidy's back there a little about even with the bag. That'd be a long run. Winfrey is even further back behind the bag, so not a bad idea. But the way Anderson can move behind the plate and the way Gears can move off the mound, I think they would take care of it. Fastball, grounded foul down the third base line. The Joplin Outlaws, a team that mirrors the Mustangs more than what we've seen in the first 4 games, as they've got a larger roster, a lot more options, and a team that is a lot more built like the Mustangs.
Yeah. Last night playing the Spooner Bandits, seeing their 13-man roster was a little interesting.
That was odd, as Gears gets his 4th strikeout of the game. Turner goes down swinging. Here's Zach Stewart, the DH, who on the roster listed as a pitcher, but he's DHing tonight, and he is in the 6 hole, so clearly he can do a little bit of hitting. That's just a little low for ball 1.
Another guy looking to lay down a bunt. He was showing bunt there on that first pitch.
Gears already dealing. 1-0 is in there for strike 1, and watch Gears. Catches it, 1 step back, and then 1 step forward. He's on the mound. This guy is working. Can't see the sign right here. We'll see if that affects it. No, it doesn't. A fastball right past Stewart. And yet again, Gears is on the mound.
Just working very quickly so far. Sped up a lot since the first inning.
There's a ball high. I don't know if you can see it, but if you watch Gears, when he is standing right there in the middle of the mound, and he is on the rubber. He's not behind it. He's not stepping onto it. He is on the rubber immediately after Anderson gets him the ball. And I'm all about pitchers that work fast. That is fine with me. Nothing wrong with 2 hour and 15-minute 9-inning baseball game.
As long as they're effective, which
That's
he has
true.
been so far with 4 strikeouts on the night.
Here's the full count pitch. This one popped high behind the catcher Anderson and out of play. That's why I love watching Mark Burley pitch. I mean, that guy is incredible. He's having a good year, too, which is even better, because when you're doing good, that is a quick game. 3-2 again. Fastball, hit it husky. Fields steps and throws, and Stewart is out at first base for out number 2. Now we'll see the catcher, Joseph Polino. Polino is 0 for 1 on the night. Gears now 3 2/3, 2 hits allowed, 1 run, 4 strikeouts on 58 pitches. Pitch count tad bit high, but I'd expect him to go at least a few more. There's a curveball for strike 1. Good breaking ball, and I think that was not on Polino's mind, as Gears has mostly started fastball. Curveball gets him right on the shin. Polino will limp to first base for the first runner of the inning. Not a whole lot of fireworks in this one yet. It's been small ball, and we're locked at 1. Both pitchers doing a solid job. I mean, that ball's inside.
Seems to be the way that the season has gone so far for both the St. Joe Ball Club as well as the visiting teams here at Phil Welch. It's been mostly pitcher duels, as we've seen through 4 games so far.
There's nothing wrong with it either. That one skied to Abernathy in center field, over to his left, under it, for out number 3. And the Mustangs, not quite the side, but 4 up, 3 down for them. No runs and no hits. And Gears is out of the inning. Mustangs coming up in the bottom half, see if they can get a lead. Josh Cassidy, the third baseman, leading things off. Cassidy 0 for 1 on the night, and here's the pitch from Bradford. That's a fastball in there for strike 1.
Yeah, that first at-bat of the night for Cassidy was actually his first of the season. Had a sharply hit ball over to Turner at third, but just barely got thrown out at first as he's got some wheels on him.
1-1. Cassidy fouls it down the left side. Matt Johnson cannot make the play in the third base coach's box. He's going to make one eventually. He's had some half-hearted attempts, but I think he'll make one eventually. Give him a little credit.
He's got to. He's had about 4 attempts so far this season, I feel like.
Ball
Nothing
inside.
yet.
Now the count even at 2. That one, another ball, and now a full count. So Cassidy works it full, and like so many other Mustangs hitters, he is really working this count. Fastball, low. No, they're going to call him out. Cassidy drops the bat, and he'll leave it in the left-hander's batter's box as he jogs back to the dugout. And I'm not much on arguing, but I think that might have been a little low. Cassidy sure thought it was, and we'll move on, though. Anderson steps in, the catcher, Brady Anderson, looking to get things going with 1 out. And really the formula tonight has been the 2-out rally for the Mustangs. Anderson fouls it back for strike 1. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Anderson, another guy that's played a lot of minutes. Or not a lot of minutes. I'm looking at the... okay, we're good. A lot of time for this Mustangs team. That ball's inside. There's a lot of sports going on right now, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in the sporting world, and I am looking at all of them. The 1-1 to Anderson. This one fouled back again, same spot as the first one. Now a 1-2 count.
Seems tonight that all of the Mustangs hitters have been able to work deep in counts here and, be able to foul off quite a few and driven up Bradford's pitch count. He's probably at about 65 pitches now.
Close, 74.
74 pitches through just 3 1/3.
That ball's outside, another full count, second one in a row, and you see why the pitch count is going up so quickly. I might have been wrong. There might just be a 2-2 count. Either way, he's been working deep into counts. And that one strikes out but goes to the backstop. The catcher can't handle it, and Anderson's on. We don't care how he does it. He's on base with one out, and now we are at the 9-hole. Matthew Johnson, shortstop, comes in 0 for 1, and Standifer's on deck. If he can get on base here, the Mustangs really looking good.
Johnson looking to get a bit of a kickstart to his season. He's gone 1 for 7 through 4 games played so far.
First pitch, swinging on a fastball outside for strike one. Oh, 1 count to Johnson. Throw over is not in time. Cassidy is back safely. Now, a couple big mistakes for this Joplin Outlaws team so far. There was an error. As a throw down to first is not in time either from the catcher on that ball. But there was an error on Lazo at second back in the, I believe it was the 3rd inning.
Yep.
And that did not cost them. There was the drop strike here that put Cassidy on base, and that has not cost them yet, but it might. And you have to imagine they keep making these mistakes against a good team like the Mustangs. Eventually, they'll pay.
Yeah, it's definitely going to catch up with them soon. The mistake on that drop third strike's kind of to be determined with Cassidy on first, only 1 away here.
The 1-1 pitch to Matthew Johnson. Runner stays. That ball is up in the zone for ball 2.
The strike zone tonight seems to be kind of short and wide, I feel like, because the corners have been called a lot, but not a whole lot of leeway with the highness or lowness of the ball.
2-1. Runner stays again. That one's in the dirt for ball 3, and now you would imagine he would have ran if he was going to, but they might not be expecting it here. We'll see if Anderson goes in motion. Sneaking off there a little more. Bradford goes over. He clearly thought he was thinking about it, and Anderson has to dive back, but he's safe. Is he going, Red? Do you send him?
I feel like he is. I would. I mean, he's definitely a threat to, as he had 5 stolen bases for Arkansas Pine Bluff this past season. So let's see if he's taking off at the pitch here.
3-1 count, a decent lead, and he'll go over again.
Bradford's definitely worried about him. It's twice in a row now he's checked on him.
One out, 3-1 again, and that one's a ball. Same spot as the 3rd ball of that count, and back to the top of the order, Andrew Standifer, 0 for 1 on the night. Be a nice time to get his first hit of the night. Standifer, Abernathy, Corper, 3 of the dangerous hitters, 3 of the most dangerous hitters in this lineup. Off topic a little bit, but we're going to go back to last night. And a guy that's had a pretty good start to his season, Jonathan Pomato, who has come in the 8th inning once. He's came in the 9th inning last night to shut the door. He's done a fine job, and that's a guy, and we're kind of going back to pitching, but the relievers have been good, and Pomato's rolled through 2 innings pretty easily.
Oh, yeah. He's had an excellent start to the season. You know, you kind of call it off topic, but that's been the big subject for the Mustangs so far this season has been their pitching and how outstanding it's been. Like we said earlier in the broadcast, the .28 ERA they've had, which has gone up a little bit with the run here, but couldn't have been by that much.
And Pomato this season played right field, almost hit 400, and he's a pitcher for the Mustangs. That shows you how good this offense is. Swing and a miss from Standifer. Now a 1-1 count, still just that 1 out. Seems like this inning has taken quite a while. And talking about Bradford's pitch count, 83 total pitches, 41 strikes, and 42 balls. Righty on lefty here. Standifer at the left side of the plate. The pitch, that's in there for strike 2. And now pitcher's count here. 1-2 count to Standifer.
You got to imagine that if Bradford makes it out of this inning, this is definitely going to be his last, as we've seen the pitchers so far in the 4 games on both sides only go about 80, 85. So we'll see if he makes it out of this 4th inning alive.
Big hole between third and short. The runner goes. A swing and a miss from Standifer. Strikes out. Both runners move over, though. The ball gets away from the catcher, although I think that Anderson and Johnson would have been safe in third and second anyway. Now it's Ryan Abernathy, and yet another chance for Abernathy to ignite this offense and show the fans what he's been doing the first week of this season. And that's drive runs in and get around the bases quickly.
Oh, absolutely. 2
outs in the inning. Second and third, Ryan Abernathy from the right side against the righty Bradford. 3 2/3 for him. 1 hit, 1 run, 5 walks, 6 Ks. Fastball, swinging, fouls it back. Abernathy, the first game, a little more patience at the plate, but once he got a few hits, he really gained a lot of confidence. And we've seen him, I can't remember the last at-bat he's had where he hasn't jumped at that first pitch. He's not chasing. He's just very confident at the plate right now. Here's the 0-1. Fastball, check swing, but it's a spinner on the ground. No one's covering first. Abernathy is there. Anderson comes in to score. Mustangs a 2-1 lead, and the speed of Abernathy gets him a base hit. And a check swing, but there was some spin on the ball. And the first baseman, the pitcher Bradford, both closed on it. The second baseman, Lazo, was late to get to the bag, and Abernathy makes some pay. Here's Joe Corper, runners on first and third, and we'll see what head coach Matt Johnson wants to do. I would guess that for the big man, he wants both guys in scoring position, and we'll see if Abernathy's on the move. Yes, he is. He's going. Fastball outside, no throw. Abernathy, another stolen base. It's automatic with this guy.
Oh, yeah. It's his 6th stolen base of the season, I believe, so far. 6 stolen base in just 5 games.
2-1 lead for the Mustangs. Fans starting to buzz as Joe Corper has a chance to drive a few in. A 1-0 count. Bradford up to 87 pitches now. That one's up high. 2-0, and Corper yet again ahead in the count. Last time he walked. 0 for 1, a run scored and a walk for him on the night. Here's the mound visit, and once again, thank you for tuning in to our broadcast tonight. And remember, all your Mustangs home games can be found live, and we'll post that on our website as you have been visiting, I'm sure, the past 4 or 5 nights. 4 nights, I guess.
4 nights.
A doubleheader. 4 nights, and hopefully continue to bring you some great baseball. Mustangs looking to move to 5-0 on the young season. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Corper swings, and that one might have been just him hungry to swing the bat. That was a little outside and kind of a half-hearted swing for strike 1.
Yeah, we talked about Corper being a big part of the Mustangs offense last season, but this really is his first good opportunity to drive in a couple and get his first few RBIs on the season.
The 2-1 pitch from this one, grounded a chopper at the shortstop McKenzie. The throw to first and got Corper. Strands 2 in the inning. Mustangs, though, they plate 1 on a Ryan Abernathy infield single. 2-1 lead for them on just 2 hits, but they'll take it. We'll see Kyle Gears in the top of the 5th. Kroskowski leading things off for the Outlaws. Joplin looking to even things up. Fastball inside, check swing though, and I guess they're going to say he didn't go around. Kroskowski is 1 for 1 on the night. He bats from the left side, so it's lefty on lefty here, and there's a strike for strike 1. Decent crowd out at Phil Welch tonight for Friday Night Lights. And there's one right to Gears. Good play. The throw to first, and there's 1 out. 3 pitches, 1 out, and Gears will take it. Fields his position very well. And I'm sure he's going to try and go as far as he can in this game. He's at 64 pitches right now. Not a bad number. I would expect him to go close to 85, but I wouldn't think they'd want to push him too far. So hopefully we can see him in the 6th, and that'll have been a very good outing for him. Fastball hit at Johnson, and he can't quite reach out for it. Stuck his glove out, but just outside of it, a line drive single into center field. Johnson's made some good plays at short, couldn't quite reach that one. And now we are back to the... Excuse me, that was a Lazo base hit. Now we're back to Scroggins, the right fielder. He's 1 for 1 on the night. Gears' first pitch is a ball. Gears works so fast, I can't even keep up with him. And I'm watching the game. The 1-0 to Scroggins, and he'll go to first and look Lazo back. Lazo, a good little leadoff hitter for the Outlaws. 1 for 2. He's got the run they scored. That run was driven in by the man on deck. That's
Ty White.
Ty White, the center fielder. There's a ball fouled back into the screen. A 1-1 count for Gears. A few guys from around the MIAA in a Mustangs uniform. Gears from Central Missouri. There's 5 Northwest Bearcats, and I believe there's a few more scattered around. There's another foul ball back, but Gears has been impressive tonight. Still sitting on 4 strikeouts, and he averaged well over and strike out an inning this year for Central Missouri. One of the top baseball programs in the MIAA consistently, as he throws over to look Lazo back again. A 2-1 game, and you don't expect a lot of hits, but the Mustangs lead it with 2, as he almost got Lazo sleeping over there at first that time. The Mustangs lead with 2 runs on only 2 hits, and only 1 run on the 3 hits for the Joplin Outlaws. Curveball up the middle, off Gear's glove, fielded by Johnson, steps on second to throw to first, dug out by Winfrey, a double play for the Mustangs. They are out of the inning. What a play by Matthew Johnson, and what a scoop at first by Nate Winfrey. The Mustangs looking to add to that lead coming up in the bottom of the 5th. Chad Bradford's day is done for the Joplin Outlaws. He had a decent outing, a little wild, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts. I'm sure his defense would have liked him to let him work a little more, as he did have the 5 walks. And now leading off this inning, Nate Winfrey, who had the fantastic scoop at first base to end that inning. We were both very excited about that one in the booth.
Absolutely. It was just came right to him on the short hop on a good stop by Johnson, who had the throw there. But, Winfrey ended up with a great scoop at first to finish off that double play.
Now a 3-1 count to Winfrey. 4-5-6. Winfrey, Zach Johnson, and Brandon Husky due up here in the bottom of the 5th. Fastball, Winfrey pops it high into shallow center field. In comes White under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Long way to travel there for Ty White, just about 10 feet behind the dirt of the infield. Now we'll see Zach Johnson with one out. Just a well-played game so far from both teams. And as I mentioned, Bradford was a little wild, but overall he got himself out of jams and made some big pitches when he needed to, ended with 7 strikeouts, and held the Mustangs to 2 hits. Johnson swings on the first one and misses. And on the Mustang side, Gears is throwing a great game. He has not walked a batter. He's hit one. He made an error, but other than that, I mean, just a clean game, and now you're sitting at 2-1, and see who can kind of pull away, if anyone will. Now an 0-2 count to Zach Johnson.
Let's see whose relievers are going to be better. Because Gears probably only has about 1, maybe 2 more innings left in him. And the Outlaws have already gone to the relief pitching.
0-2 count in the dirt for ball 1. I would guess that that'll be it for Gears after this next inning. They haven't really pushed anybody too hard. I believe Riker went the longest at 7 innings, correct?
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought he could have went another. He was in the low 80s, I believe, but I think it's a wise decision. Early in the year, as it goes on, if Riker throws another game like that, I would expect him to go up to 90, 95 pitches.
Oh, yeah. It seems they're all staying around 80 to 85 pitches now. This is just the 5th game of the season, so starting off slow, letting them kind of work into their summer baseball now.
We'll do 1-2 again after the foul ball. Johnson swinging a miss on the main slider for out number 2. Austin Main, good little right-handed pitcher right now for the Outlaws and making quick work. We'll see if he can go 1-2-3. Brandon Husky hopefully has other ideas from the left side of the plate. Looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 1. Good little slider that Maine is working right now that gets into the zone for strike 1, and he's been featuring that pitch in this inning. The umpire calls for the music to be cut down, I believe, as the batter is now in the box. 0-1. This one hit well into left center field. The left fielder, Kroskowski, over and makes the grab just in time before that one gets down. Husky would have had easily extra bases, but a 1-2-3 inning for Austin Main, a good inning for the Outlaws, and now they're going to look to tie it in the top of the 6th. Three, four, five due up in the top of the 6th inning. Ty White will lead things off against Gears, who will remain in the game. Gears, and now that was his 71st pitch. 44 strikes, 27 balls. We'll take that every night of the week. A 1-0 count to Ty White. After him, Brennan Rogers, and then Turner. That one's fouled back for strike 1. Now Gears gets out of this inning quickly. We might see him in the 7th. I would guess his pitch limit will be right around 85. 1-1 curveball in the dirt, and that'll make it a 2-1 count. Beautiful night here at Phil Welch Stadium. Once again, I'll say it, we avoided the rain for the second night in a row.
Second night in a row. I think it started pouring down rain just about an hour and a half or so before game time. I think it was about 2 hours before game time. Ended up pouring down some rain, so.
And I don't know how we dodged it. I mean, last night I really didn't know how, but tonight there were clouds all over the place. But I'm glad we did, and we've seen a great ball game so far from each side. Kyle Gears giving the fans a show right now. Curveball, this one hit to Abernathy in center, and he has to run forward. Makes the catch, though, for out number one. I'd say Kyle Gears right now making a good case for our player of the game. Really, the pitching, we might need to adjust our player of the game to just person of the game. We might need to go talk to pitching coach Kyle Jackson, the former Mustang, because obviously some great players in here, but he's got to be doing something right. Every mound visit we've seen him take when needed has worked, and he's having fun, I'm assuming. That curveball's in there for ball one. Brennan Rogers is the batter from the right side. Here's the lefty Gears dealing. That one's in the dirt for ball two.
Rogers 0 for 1 on the night as he grounded out to shortstop back in the third inning. He was actually the hit batter back in the first. Seems to be Gears' one little blemish of the game so far.
The 2-0 pitch from Gears. Fastball popped over the head of Winfrey. He backtracks and can't get there, but it is a foul ball, just barely. That would have been a spectacular catch from Winfrey if he would have made it.
Might have been a little Willie Mays Bassett catch going on if he was able to get to it.
Exactly what it would have been. Two-one count as Gears prepares to take another go at Brennan Rogers. Here's a fastball outside for ball three, and Gears now up to 79 pitches, and this is looking more and more like his last inning, but still a good game from him. This one popped back and out of play. Full count. We've seen a ton of full counts. Both sides, really. The Mustangs have worked their fair share on the offensive side, but the same is said for the Outlaws on their offensive side. Here's the full count pitch, a little high, 4-4, and Rogers will take his base. Now up is Matthew Turner, the third baseman for the night. He's 0 for 2. After him, it'll be Stewart, who's also 0 for 2. Gears looking to keep that trend going. Little action in the Mustangs bullpen. As there's ball one from Gears. We'll see who we get tonight. We've seen an array of pitchers. Figueroa started yesterday. We had Blake Collins. He's made 2 appearances. We've seen Tanner Smith make 1 appearance. Grant Gavin appeared in the game last night. Brett Ash appeared in the game. We'll see who comes out, and we'll see if maybe we'll see John Pomato again. One 0 count. Fastball fouled back for strike one. Here's fastball. Great tailing motion on it. We see that with a lot of the Mustangs pitchers. I'm not sure if they're gripping it like a two-seam fastball or if it has that natural tailing motion. Either way, it's working. And that is why they've only allowed 2 earned runs on now 37 full innings. Curveball, a nasty breaker, just a little low for ball 2.
Yeah, Gears not only has that good tailing fastball, he actually has a really good curveball, it seems like. He's been throwing all night long.
2-1, fastball just a little low again. Another 3-1 count. We'll see if Gears can work it full. Fastball in there for strike two as Turner heads to first base. He'll come on back, and the fans welcoming him back to the plate there as he thought he was walked, but Gears hits the inside corner.
Seems to me that umpires don't really like that too much. They kind of see that as argumentative when they just start walking. And
swing and a foul ball. I thought he missed it for a second, but a foul looked like it went underneath Anderson. So we'll do the 3-2 count again. Fastball swung on and fouled into the ground. Gears has a nasty breaking ball and talked about it in the half inning. Might be a little off on his release point as everything's kind of been, to a right-handed batter, it's kind of been in on the ankles, and he'd like for that to be a little bit higher. And this one, a swinging bunt. Anderson fields the throw to first, and he's out. And that's out number two. Rogers moves to second base, but literally a swinging bunt. That thing laid down even before the infield grass. And Anderson made a good play on the ball. Out number two. We'll see the catcher Paulino now. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Gears gets the signal. He's up to 87, and I think we're quite sure this will be his last inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball fouled back into the net for strike one. Oh, 1 count. That one's fouled right into the parking lot. For strike number two, an 0-2 count, and a chance to strand another runner for Kyle Gears, something he has done very well tonight. Takes the sign from Anderson, lifts the leg, the fastball inside. Anderson throws, and he got the runner at third base. Rogers ends the inning at third base, a sin in the baseball world. And the Mustangs remain in the lead 2-1, and we'll see if they can tack on a few more in the bottom half. The third baseman, Josh Cassidy, leading things off for the Mustangs. in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and the top half ended with it's the baseball gods are angry right now as Brennan Rogers was thrown out at third base trying to steal, and that was the tying run. A base hit, he scores easily. But now the Mustangs a chance to tack on some insurance runs, 7, 8, 9, but we have found out that really doesn't matter for this lineup. They can hit all through. And a 1-1 count. Cassidy, a base hit through the hole between third and short, and he's on with a single.
It's the first hit of the season, actually.
Good one there. Went down and got it.
Yeah.
Got the meat of the bat on it, though. A little soft, low line drive into the hole there on the left side of the infield. Now Matt Johnson giving the sign, hoping to get that runner over. He'd like some insurance runs. And I would expect, not sure who we'll see in the 7th inning, but I would expect to see a combination of Pamato and Ash in the 8th and 9th, and probably Ash in the 9th inning. As he's expected to get picked up here in the upcoming MLB draft, is what I've heard.
Really? I could see it. Definitely
We saw the heat
Yeah.
last night. Here's the 1-0. Cassidy does not go. A curveball outside for ball 2.
See Ash definitely taking over the closer role for the Mustangs. He's thrown in 2 innings so far, and he's recorded 5 strikeouts. So it's definitely something you'd like to see out of a closer. Just getting him in there and setting him down. It's something I guess scouts will like too, is you say he might be drafted soon.
A rip into left center field there over the shortstop's head. Anderson, the second single. So 2 singles to start the bottom of the 6th inning. We're now to Matthew Johnson in the 9 hole, and the Mustangs looking good in this one. A mound visit here from the first baseman Rogers. We'll see if Austin Main can get settled down.
Well, that brings to the play the shortstop, Matthew Johnson.
That runner on second, you already saw one ball sneak through the hole between third and short. The shortstop, Tyler McKenzie, is doing the holding of the runner Cassidy at second. He's sneaking over a little, now back. Cassidy could try and take off, and Matt Johnson can't bunt it. He misses for strike 1. I don't know if Cassidy, we haven't really seen what type of speed he has. We know Abernathy, when they're not holding him, will go on his own. We saw that twice this season already, and they've both panned out for him, so why not give him the green light? Now an 0-1 count. Cassidy on second, Anderson on first. Both of them singled. Matthew Johnson shows bunt, and he misses, but it'll be a ball. Pulled back just in time there. The Mustangs now up to 4 hits on the night. Johnson awaits the 1-1, and here it is from Maine. Fastball popped high down the left line, and it is down in foul play for strike 2. Matthew Johnson, 2 bunt attempts fouled away now. When the Mustangs start capitalizing, they have a lot, but when they start capitalizing with runners in scoring position, you're really going to see some gaudy offensive numbers. Johnson pops it down the right field line and foul. And it's not like they're not hitting. It's more of they're hitting it right to people, even with runners in scoring position. So when those balls start finding gaps, you could really see some gaudy offensive numbers.
Absolutely. The Mustangs have had kind of just waited for the breakout inning in their past couple performances. As they had a 5-run inning back on their second game of the season against the Rattlers to end up winning that one 10-2, and had a 3-run inning, I believe, in last night's second game of the doubleheader. Took that 6-1. So
Johnson watches strike 3 on the inside part of the plate, and that's out number 1. Back to the top of the order, Andrew Standifer, Abernathy, and Corper due up for the Mustangs. Still Cassidy on second, Anderson on first. They both notched their first hits of the night to start this inning. This game has actually, looking at the numbers on the scoreboard, you wouldn't think, but this has been one of the longer. We're already at about, didn't start right at 7, probably 10 minutes later, so we're about an hour and 50 into this one. We've had a few mound visits. Here's another one. We've had 6 walks in the game. We had a hit by pitch. Just a lot of stuff that's drawn this game out. We're going to have a new pitcher right here, so we're going to step away for a minute, get that pitcher for you. We'll be right back, see if the Mustangs can tack on a few more. The new pitcher for the Outlaws, Gibson Russ, the left-hander, will be coming in to try and clean things up. First and second, 1 out, and Andrew Standifer steps in. Ooh, and he gets him right in the back with the first pitch. That didn't hurt, or that did not feel good. It did hurt. And that'll load the bases, though, and here's Abernathy. Chance to make a strong case for player of the game yet again. Right now, I think it's Gears. He's had a good game, and we'll see how this one turns out. But great performance from him. We expect him to be done, but we'll see what we get here in this inning. Hopefully, a few more runs to pad that lead. 2-1, the Mustangs lead in the bottom of the 6th. 1 out. Fastball in the dirt. And Russ seems to be bringing some heat down there. That was a hard fastball, just low, and we'll see what the Mustangs do with it. I guarantee Ryan Abernathy doesn't want to suffer the same fate that Standifer did with that pitch in the back. Fastball, Abernathy rips it up the middle. A good play by the second baseman, Lazo. Throw to first and 2 to get out of the inning. What a play by Ryan Lazo. A double play, and that takes a lot to get Ryan Abernathy in a double play, but he stepped on the bag himself and gets it done. A 2-1 lead for the Mustangs, and that's unexpected right there. I was not expecting them to get out of that unscathed, but they do, and we'll see who's coming in for the Mustangs from the outfield bullpen when we come back. Austin Aspergren comes in to pitch for the Mustangs here in the top of the 7th inning, looking to keep this outstanding pitching performance going that we've seen not just tonight from Kyle Gears, but from this whole Mustang staff.
Aspergren actually got in the game on Tuesday night and just pitched two-thirds of an inning, but those 2 outs were actually 2 strikeouts. I believe it was just 3 strikes on each one, 3 in a row, and out they go.
The catcher Anderson stays the same. I'm a little surprised at that since Aspergren, wow, that was a big slider.
Yeah.
And he throws submarine, and that slider broke about 2 feet there. But anyway, Aspergren from Garden City Community College, the same college the other catcher Francisco Alvarez attends, and you would assume those two met up plenty of times. 25 appearances for Aspergren, 22 innings pitched, 3.68 ERA, and 23 strikeouts in those 22 innings. And the nice slider again struck him out for out number 1. The way to know it's Aspergren, if you're at the game, 1, he throws it from about his ankle, and 2, he has a pretty large beard, which is something I've seen on a lot of Mustangs players, but Aspergren is definitely rocking the beard. 1 out, and this man has a nice slider we've learned very quickly. He's got his first strikeout on his first batter. Now it's Paulino, the catcher. He's 0 for 1 on the night, as Aspergren starts him with a ball.
Yeah, you bring up Aspergren's beard, and it actually reminds you of another Mustang from last season. It was a dominant starter, and Aaron Baker threw quite a few innings for the Mustangs, started a lot of games, and had a lot of good starts, as Mustangs had a good season last season.
This team this year looks really good coming out of the gates. There's a lot of season left, but as of right now, I think they can beat anybody.
Oh, yeah, definitely in it is early, as you say, but they could be contending for their 3rd title in just 6 years so far in the Mink League.
A 3-0 pitch inside for ball 4, as the Submariner can't find the strike zone there against Paulino, and now we'll see McKenzie, the shortstop. Tyler McKenzie is 0 for 2 on the night. After him, Krakroskia. Krakrosky 1 for 2. The infield playing the double play ball here. We'll see if they can turn one. The throw over is not in time. Fastball in there for strike 1. As you can tell, we messed with the camera a little bit. We're just trying to give you the best view we can of the game, and the lights definitely mess with us here under the roof at Phil Welch Stadium. Everyone's having a good time, though, tonight, and as we mentioned earlier, the party deck is full, and they look like they're having a good time out there, and hopefully in the bottom half of this inning, maybe we can get them some action out there, see what kind of hands they've got. And
Yeah.
you never know. It'll be Corper, Winfrey, and Johnson in the bottom half, and then Husky, who is one of our predictions to hit the first homer.
I still stand by Corper, and maybe he hits an opposite field home run after we saw some power on a check swing last night. Going the opposite way for a long single.
Aspergren down in the count 2-1. He's been very worried about Paulino, the catcher, at first. The tough thing about Aspergren as a pitcher is the sidearm motion allows him to start the slider out even further than normal. This one's popped up into shallow right center field. In comes Zach Johnson to make the catch. And that's out number 2. But back to Aspergren. He starts that slider off because of the motion. He kind of comes across, So he can start the slider off even further out of the zone. And I mean, it looks like it's coming right at the batter, and it just cuts right in to the inner half of the zone really late. Now, a little bit tougher to do against the lefty as Krokrowski steps in, looking to move the runner Paulino over. Fastball in the dirt, blocked up by Anderson. A great block there.
I noticed this on that swinging bunt that we had a little bit a couple innings ago, and Anderson seems to be very quick behind the plate. He's got really good feet work and can really hop out in case he blocks the ball. It goes a little bit too far. On that swinging bunt, popped out real quick and ended up throwing out the guy at first.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball in there for strike one. Chucky Kempf and Red Tracy along for all your Mustangs broadcasts this year. And when I say all, I mean not tomorrow night, but mostly all of your Mustangs broadcasts this year. And so far, it's been a great summer for Mustangs baseball. If you haven't made it out to a game yet, tomorrow would be the perfect night. The Nevada Griffins come to town, and another league opponent. They're also over on the south side, but fireworks tomorrow also, and hopefully another Mustangs win.
Yeah, Nevada's always a tough opponent for the Mustangs. They were all last year, and this will be the first chance we get to see them this year. So it'll be a really great game, and fireworks to the sounds of Disco Fever tomorrow night, I believe. So come on out to Phil Welch for a fun night of excellent baseball.
Forecast, I believe it's looking a little better. Hopefully there's no sight of rain. It's a nice, cool 85 degrees, or not 85, 82, and we have a nice crowd and a nice ball game. Full count now for Aspergren as he's looking to sit down Krokrowski. Here's the pitch. That one grounded at Husky. Husky's going to have to go to first. The long throw is in time. A good throw from Husky. And the Mustangs out of the inning. Aspergren gets through it. A one-inning pitch, one walk, and strikes one out. Mustangs coming up, still looking to put a few more runs on the board. Dalton Gulick comes in to pitch for the Outlaws here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's see if Gulick can keep things going. Really, this is their 4th pitcher, but you can't say anyone's struggled too much. Bradford, the starter, did give up 2 runs. The only thing he struggled with was command, and yet he's found ways to get out of jams with 7 strikeouts. Austin Main allowed 2 hits in the 1 1/3, but once again, nothing going. He struck out 2, and now Russ hurried through 2 batters, and now we'll see Dalton Gulick, see what he can do. Joe Corper leading things off. He's in the hole. It's a 1-2 count. And here's the pitch. Fastball. Corper swings and misses for out number 1. And the big man looks a little off balance tonight. Really pressing up there at the plate right now. We're sure he'll get it turned around. And hopefully a big night is in store for him tomorrow. The first baseman, Nate Winfrey, steps in. He's 0 for 2, and hopefully he can grab his first hit. Johnson on deck, Husky in the hole. First pitch ball to Winfrey. Here's a chopper down the third base line. It jumps foul. A 1-1 count, 1 out, a 2-1 lead for the Mustangs. This one hit high down the right field line, not very far, and it will sneak out of play. A 1-2 count now to Winfrey. Winfrey back in the box. The righty-on-righty matchup as Gulick is throwing from the right side. The tall, lanky Gulick, that is. Struck out Corper for the first out of the inning. Looking to do the same here to Winfrey. Here's the 1-2. Curveball low for ball 2. Zach Johnson on deck. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. Fastball, this one driven well into right field, and that one's caught by Scroggins. A good catch low to the ground there, and that ball was kind of tailing away, but tracks it down for out number 2. Now it's Zach Johnson coming in. Now the Mustangs scored their first run on a 2-out rally. They had a couple others that were halted, and we'll see if Johnson can get another one started. Swing and a miss on the big breaker from Gulick. Puts Johnson in the hole, 0-1. He winds and deals. The 0-1, swing and a miss again on the breaker. And now Johnson digs himself into an 0-2 count. A lot of 1-2-3 innings, it seems like, or a lot of just 3 and 4 batters seems like all we're seeing in every inning. And that would be attributed to this low score as well. The 0-2 pitch. This one swung on and spins foul, luckily for Johnson, because he thought it was foul off the bat. Johnson still 0-1. We're going to retry after the foul ball. Husky awaits on deck. He's 0 for 2. Steps in. Here's the 0-1. Curveball up high for ball 1. The 0-2, excuse me.
Seems like Gulick's kind of a change of paces from the pitching that's been going on so far tonight, as he's kind of slow to work, as everybody else has just been kind of speeding through every single pitch.
Fastball looking on the outside corner. Zach Johnson takes it, and that is out number 3. A 2-1 lead still for the Mustangs. We'll see if Aspergren comes back in the 8th inning for the home team. Austin Aspegren back in the game. The Submariner has thrown 1 inning with a 1 strikeout and a walk in the 7th. He's back in there for the top of the 8th. Aspegren a 1-0 count. Now this one popped into shallow right field. In comes Johnson. Husky makes a great play on the ball. Running toward the line, slides to the ground, and that's out number 1 for Brandon Husky and the Mustangs. Just turned over his glove side shoulder and was off to the races and showing the range from second base as he had to travel quite the distance to make that play. Now batting the right fielder, Scroggins. Chris Scroggins 1 for 2 on the night and hoping to get something going here in the top of the 8th as they're running out of outs, only 5 to go. Aspegren, strike 1. Now a 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1. Scroggins looks at that one. The slider gets in there on the inside corner for strike 2. Two count now for Aspegren. This one fouled back behind the backstop on the net. We'll restart at 2-2. Still a 2-1 lead. Haven't seen a run scored since the bottom of the 4th inning, and that was when the Mustangs took the lead. That ball's outside. Now a 3-2 count. You definitely don't want to give them any free passes right now. You've got Ty White coming up, and he fouls another one back. A good job by Scroggins, seeing as many pitches as he can, trying to get on any way he can, and that's exactly what the Outlaws need at this point in the game. Fastball just a little low, and he'll give the free pass to Scroggins. Now we'll see the center fielder, Ty White. White's 0 for 3. After him, Brennan Rogers, who's 0 for 1, and Rogers was the unlucky loser on the end of the, I believe it was the 5th inning, the top of the 5th. He was thrown out at 3rd by Anderson for the final out, and that would have been, he represented the tying run at the time, and that has proven pretty crucial. There's ball 1 from Aspegren. There's a breaker in there for strike 1. Another 1-1 count with 1 out. On first is Scroggins. I would assume they aren't going to try and run their tying run again, as Anderson's proven he's got the arm to throw him out. A good lead, though, at first. The throw over, Aspegren really does not like when guys try to cheat over there and get a bigger lead. He's gone over. That's the 4th time he's checked down to first on the night, and he's inning in the 3rd. Same lead here. Aspegren to the plate. Runner stays. That one's outside for ball 2. 30 pitches for Aspegren so far. 17 balls to 13 strikes. 2 walks given up from him. Here's the 2-1. That one's outside. Past the catcher, Anderson. The runner will take second base. And there's your tying runner on second. Now in the heart of this order, Ty White and Brendan Rogers ready to bring him in.
White was the one that drove in the only run for the Outlaws back in the 3rd inning, so looking to do that again. Hopefully not. Then when you have a tie ball game, but we'll see what he can do here.
It comes down to a base hit in the outfield. I'll take our outfield's arms 9 times out of 10. They really have some cannons out there. There's another walk, though. White will take first. Brendan Rogers to the plate, the first baseman, 0 for 1 on the night. This would be a great time for him to get his hit for the Outlaws. Let's see what Aspergren can do. See if he can bear down and get out of this inning.
Might be getting close to time for Kyle Jackson to come on out and talk to Aspergren.
We'll see if the Jackson Magic will come out again, and that's what we're going to call it, I think, because that's what it's been. Here's the first pitch, swing and a miss, and Rogers was on it, just a little under it. I think he was trying to get all the runs back with that one and take a 2-run lead. Not in the thoughts of Aspergren, though, as he good movement on that fastball, and it's almost like a sinker because of his motion.
Mm-hmm.
He'll step off and look the runner back to second. The runner at second is Scroggins. White is on first. Still 1 out, 2-1 lead for the Mustangs. Only 7 hits combined in the game, 4 for the home team. And the visiting Outlaws, 3. There's another ball, 1-1 count.
Seems like Aspergren is having a really tough time finding the control and finding the strike zone here. His first appearance the other night, 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts. Obviously had plenty of control in that one, but this one having, I believe, 3 walks so far, and quite a few balls ending up in the dirt.
A swing and a miss from Rogers again, and so far, the 2 fastballs that have been in the zone at bat, Rogers has swung under. Let's see if they go back to it. Anderson sets up right in the middle of the plate. That one's down low for ball 2. The count even at 2s now. Runners are pretty steady, just hanging out at their respective bases. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Aspergren gets a big second out here in the top of the 8th inning. And now it's going to take a base hit from Turner. Michael Turner is going to have to put one somewhere for these runs to come in. Excuse me, Matthew Turner.
Matthew Turner. Still looking for his first hit of the night, actually.
Fastball in the dirt. Aspergren behind in the count already. (1-0), 2 outs, though, after a big strikeout. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Turner. And he'll step off instead, look the runner back to second. No one's holding. Husky sneaks over a little bit, but no one's really threatening the runner Scroggins. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. 2-0 count. After Turner, you go to Zach Stewart. Stewart is 0 for on the night as well.
You brought up, I believe it was in the last half inning, how most of these innings have gone 3, maybe 4 batters, but this one heading into its 5th batter now with Turner up, and this is the first time the Mustangs have faced the 5th batter in the inning since the 3rd inning. So they've gone 3 or 4 straight innings with just 3 or 4 batters coming up.
After a strike, it'll be 2-1, and he'll step off again, and he has just an odd pickoff move. I mean, normal right-handers that lift the leg, lift it, turn, and go to second, but he kind of falls off the mound. It's a very odd thing, and here's the deal. This one ripped into center field. Abernathy can't get it. The runner is going home. The throw from Abernathy. It is in time, and he is out at home. A great throw from Ryan Abernathy, and that will do it in the 8th inning. Abernathy loses his glasses in center. He's not too worried about it after that magnificent throw and a great catch even at the plate from Anderson on the high hop. And the Outlaws unhappy. Jason Amicus thought he was under the tag, but Abernathy is fine with it. The Mustangs hold a 2-1 lead heading to the bottom of the 8th. Brandon Husky leads things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and what a spectacular top of the 8th. Aspegren gets himself in a little trouble, and before you know it, Ryan Abernathy has a laser arm. And Red, I've been right more than I usually am this week, but what did I just say about our outfielders? 9 out of 10 times I'll take them.
I was thinking it just as soon as Abernathy had a chance to throw him out at home there, and you said, you know, if that run's coming home, I'll take our outfielders over the runner. And it definitely played true in the top half of the 8th.
And that was the tying run, so the Mustangs hold a 2-1 lead, and now Husky facing an 0-2 count. I believe it's actually a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Now it is a 1-2 count. I depend on the scoreboard a lot. Here's the 1-2 to Husky. This one hit well into left field. The left fielder tracking in, and a good play made by Krakowski in left field. And that's the first out of the bottom of the 8th. Now we've got Josh Cassidy, the third baseman, 1 for 3 on the night. And he was on third base last inning when the Mustangs were robbed of some runs. Or no, not last inning. That was the... It's getting late. It's past my bedtime, I think. It was the 6th inning. Yes, 6th inning. Okay.
And you said this game is going a little longer than most of them have.
It is.
So.
We are well over 2 hours at this point. An 0-1 count to Cassidy. I'm back on track here. After him, we'll see Anderson. Both Both of these two are 1 for 3 on the night, and it's always good to see production out of your 7 and 8 hitters. 9-hole hitter Matthew Johnson struggled a little bit tonight, but I imagine he's going to get going pretty soon, and it'd be a great time to do it. Pad some insurance. He'll be the fourth man up this inning if we make it there. And there's strike 2. Crowd disagrees with that breaking ball that was down around the shins. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball in the dirt. 4-1. Mustangs win this one. They will move to 5-0 on the season, and I'm not sure what Clarinda has done. I don't believe they are playing tonight. I think their next game is, well, it appears, not 100% sure. They're going to call Cassidy out on strikes there. And that's the second out of the innings. Now Brady Anderson steps in. The lefty caught this game, and give as much credit to Anderson in that last play in the top of the 8th inning on Abernathy's throw, and it hit the mound, shot straight in the air, and Anderson reached up and applied the tag as quickly as possible, and it was in time, just in time, to get the runner at home. There's strike 1 to Anderson.
Yeah, he not only did he do a great job of grabbing that ball, but a great job blocking the plate a little bit.
Dalton Gulick, the pitch on the 1-0 or the 0-1, that'll make it 1-1. Gulick's done well coming into this game. He's now gone a 1 2/3 with 3 strikeouts. There's a good breaking ball inside for strike 2. Gulick's not going to overpower anyone, but he moves the ball, places the ball well. Working all over the zone right now. Let's see what Anderson does. There's a fastball swinging, and that'll do it. Gulick, his 4th strikeout in 2 innings, and they'll have one last chance to try and tie this one up and take the lead in the top of the 8th, top of the 9th.
Zach Stewart coming to the plate for the Outlaws here in the top half of the ninth. The Mustangs still hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Looks like Aspergren's night is done for the Mustangs as Brett Ash comes to the hill. We have a swing and a grounder over to third and throws over. And out is Stewart at first for the first out here in the top of the ninth. My partner Chucky Kemp heads on down to get ready to interview the Eagle Radio Player of the Game. Still trying to kind of figure out who that's going to be. It might be Kyle Gears, who threw 5 strong innings tonight. Might be Ryan Abernathy with that great play in the top half of the eighth to throw out the tying run and actually driving in the winning run. Or if Brett Ash ends up getting a save tonight, we might be him, as that's going to be his 3rd save in the 5 games we've played so far. As the catcher Joseph Polino comes to the plate and swings at strike 1. Like I said, this is Ash's 3rd inning of the season. He came in opening night and got the save in the Mustangs' 3-1 win as Polino fouls one back to the fence and ended up coming in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday as the Mustangs won 3-0 and got his 2nd save of the week. Ash sits on 5 strikeouts in those 2 innings and looking to get another one here. As Polino looks at strike number 3 for Ash's 6th strikeout of this young season, just his 3rd inning pitch. Mustangs here now 1 out away from starting this season 5-0. That brings up shortstop Tyler McKenzie to the plate. McKenzie 0 for 3 on the night. Had a couple flyouts deep into center and right field. Ash getting set to deliver. McKenzie looks at strike number 1 there. The outside corner. Now deep fly ball to left field. Corporate Dreyer heading back there. Just lets it fall out of his hands. He tried to make a little over-the-shoulder catch, and McKenzie ends up on second base with a stand-up double. Corporate tried to make a great play on that one in deep left field, just about at the warning track, kind of in left center there in front of the high V sign, but tried to make an over-the-shoulder catch and ended up just letting it drop. Give McKenzie a double on that one. That brings up Colton Krokoskia, Tough one to pronounce. He is 1 for 3 on the night. Ended up getting thrown out at third base back in the 3rd inning. Excuse me.
Number 34, Jackson.
I actually have a pinch hitter coming into the game now for the Outlaws, and it's number 34, Jackson Moore. Jackson Moore out of Garden City Community College, which is actually where a couple of Mustang players are from. Francisco Alvarez, another catcher, and the last pitcher, Austin Aspergren. As he looks at strike number 1 there, moves the count to 1-1 now. The tying run standing on second. Moore stepping back into the box to see if Ash is giving him a swing and a miss, and the ball gets away from Anderson. McKenzie runs on over to third and safe at third on no throw by Anderson there. Ball kind of bounced up the third base line, and Anderson not able to get to it in time to even attempt to throw. Now the tying run stands just 90 feet away. As Ash looks to hopefully secure this save and strike out Moore here. A swing and a miss there by Moore. gives Brett Ash his third save of the season as the Mustangs take home another victory, moving to 5-0 on the season, winning this one against the Joplin Outlaws 2-1. We'll stick around here as we wait for the announcement of the Eagle Radio Player of the Game. My partner Chucky Kemp on the field waiting to give the announcement, as my money's probably on Brett Ash. He kind of got into some trouble there with a late double by McKenzie, who ended up moving over to third, but closed it out with a good strikeout, good fastball there for Moore on a swing and a miss. Gave Ash his third save of the season so far.
All right, Mustangs fans, our Eagle Radio Player of the Game tonight, Brett Ash. A few candidates, Ryan Affleck with a great throw to go ahead and run. Kyle here, some great 6 innings pitch for you guys, but we got a fun job. 3 saves in 5 innings. We're going to talk about this pitching staff in general, and we're having a fun time, obviously. We thought our pitching staff has been a little strong. It starts going deep, good games and stuff, so it's the offense has got going, obviously. The pitching has been phenomenal for that strength and more. It's a human night. It's all good. All right, so you guys, obviously everything's clear right now. You guys got to feed off each other? Absolutely. So we got to move into the finish line. All right, Brett Asher, Eagle Radio Player of the Game. Give him one more round of applause.
There you have it, Eagle Radio Player of the Game, Brett Ash, as he picked up his third save in just 5 games so far. The Mustangs ended up with a 2-1 victory over Joplin. Their first Mink League opponent moves them to 5-0 on the season. They remain in first place in the North Division. The Mustangs will be back at Phil Welch tomorrow night as we have Saturday fireworks, and they ended up taking on the Nevada Griffins, who are 1-0 on this young season. So we hope you can join us out here at Phil Welch, but if not, we hope you tune into the YouTube broadcast, as Chucky and I won't be here, but our partner, PR intern Chris Rausch, will be on the mic. I hope everybody has a great night. Be safe.